7+ signs some individuals have been sent to terminate the success of your project. The first thing, like the book of Genesis, there is a proverb that states that, "No man is without enemies." This gives an indubitable apparent impression that a mortal being, whether you be a lass or a lad, the probability comparable to the possibility of having adversaries to work against thou, if not for you, is pellucid like what is transparent. This reality, same as actuality, exists, since in this world if thou have friends, expect like an expectation without exception that apart from friends thou can have the opposite of friends, and the opposite of friends aren't your friends but your enemies. However, among comrades there can be companions masquerading as friends, but their real identity is fake friends. Therefore, a fake friend is different from a real friend owing to having attributes that makes him or her to be classified in the category of your enemies. Therefore, since what is not real is fake, and what is fake being not real, the limpid fact is thou having a real friend and enemies. On the other hand, the group of individuals who suffer the evil task of being sent by your enemies to block the success of your project can be put across as a squad of perpetrators sent by individuals who are none other than your adversaries, with a common solid purpose of blocking the success of your project. Your enemies normally send these project success blockers not to be project success factors but to be your project failure cofactors, with a mission of not leaving an omission of catalyzing the rate at which your project arrives and land at its downfall, to leave your enterprise in doom and gloom instead of leaving it in fortune and light. For this reason their presence in your project is to bring darkness and dimness and not lightness and illumination. Out of the consideration for suffering for the wrong reason, they will do you more harm and no good in the afterward phenomenon unless you discern their moves early enough to sabotage their plans and make their secret plot to fall beside the roadside. These are 14 signs among the many signs that can be noticed to be notified to project owners about the individuals who have been sent by your enemies to block the success of your project. Sign number 1. They normally lie and keep on telling lies every time and again. Whatever they say don't normally come to pass. Sign number 2. They don't reveal their entire identity. They normally hide part and portions of their identity, since they fear that should you make a move of quickly finishing and submitting your project work for evaluation, the details may appear twice and affect their performance and progress. The details appearing twice creates to self-generate another impression that they were not truly with you, but they were faithful to be committed and included in other projects of theirs, while they at the same time they choose to masquerade as your project associates, but exclusively they will exclude their self in the last minute of events. Sign number 3. They don't keep their promises, but many times make vain promises, not to fulfill them but to break them with every passing period after event. For this reason, when you make appointments with them, they don't give value the appointment, but they give you a disappointment. This is because they normally don't turn up but instead turn off meeting with you for fulfillment of project purpose. Sign number 4. They don't support your project towards achieving its goals. This is because their coming to be in your presence to support you succeed isn't a reality, but it is false like a fallacy, since they only came to monitor, propel and orchestrate your downfall instead of contributing towards your uprise. For this instance, it can be said that their presence for your fall is same as their absence in support for your success. Sign number 5. They influence other project members not to turn up when you need them for assistance by using skillful moral corruption techniques which causes manipulation of other project members to perform actions which work not for you but against you. This happens because they already know how you normally do things, and like being craft artisans in evil, they can practically implement their master plan and masterpiece to work towards your project damnation. Sign number 6. They keep on making promises and postpone the meetings they were supposed to have with you. This promising and postponement techniques are placed in place to keep time passing before diminishing fully in order to slow down your project's speed of operation. In this case, as a project manager, never make a mistake of handing over completed assignment projects to anyone among them, because they may destroy what you have made by not handing it over for evaluation. This is because they were not part of your project but were part of another project. They only came to jeopardize your project goals. Sign number 7. They don't reply to your messages or texts when you needed their important details for you to finish up your project's task. These avoidance done by them is not only to make you more nervous but to slow down the pace of you finishing your project assignments. They delay the pace at which you were to arrive to your success. Sign number 8. They pretend to be ill, sick, unwell, or say that they have faced demise, but in reality they haven't faced any but a fine. Some progress in making fabricated excuses for being unable of taking part in project activities. This gives you a difficult time, since many hands which were supposed to make work to be light won't help but will be good for nothing. Sign number 9. They pretend to have some grave tasks to perform, however their mission is to slow down your project activities and lead you to doom. Some may pretend that they are in church, but in reality they are too heavy and lazy to contribute towards your project's success. Sign number 10. They are willing to be given authority over project tasks so that upon taking control they exclude your details from the project work with the aim of sending you to doom when you are unaware of their actions. Therefore, the best thing to do is not to let them be in authority of project management, but you yourself control everything but harm none of them, because you are good. If possible, look for other individuals who are a new set of individuals and who aren't your enemies, so that you work with them. When matters reach this level, go to ground zero to make your success a reality which isn't left to be doomed and gloomed by your enemies. Sign number 11. They collude with project leaders who can be easily influenced for them to exclude you from their projects. Therefore, you will work and give support thinking that you are one team. However, that is not the case. You will come to discover when it is late that you gain zero after being secretly excluded, because such project leaders aren't mature enough to say no to such evil influences. It takes a virtuous project manager to be against such influences and evil schemes in order to ensure fairness without partiality. Sign number 12. The sent destiny blockers or dream killers associate with your enemies and take orders from them on how to put off your project goals and finish off your success, season after season, so that at the end of your project era, you will come to realize that the curve of your progress remains still at zero, term after term till the end. Sign number 13. They are not serious and neither take part in your project activities, since they are just there for a damaging reason in a particular season. Their vision and mission is to cause an omission of your success. Sign number 14. They hide from you important resources which could have been very useful for you to keep the project in motion, since they want to see you running out of resources for your project to reach its terminus. They don't want to give your project life, but they want to see it reach a point of extinction. Therefore, these destiny blockers won't work for your good, but will be willing to suffer for your worst outcome to be met, since their actions and reactions won't give your project the life that is needed for success to be realized, but the toxic nature will produce venomous actions which poisons your undertakings to weaken you gradually, and eventually for your project to finally fall at its last hurdle, to make you gain no gains, but gain what are opposite to gains, which are losses needing to only be obtained by losers. These toxic individuals sent by more toxic enemies of yours with time can table turn you by reversing your personality from being a winner to being a loser in your enterprise. Therefore, they should be discerned early enough for their conspiracy to be sabotaged, a move that will extinguish their plans faster than a minnow can swim a dipper.